welcome to Iowa Speedway, the second time we will be here at this racetrack, and the last time we will be here before we end off the season. Race number 13, as we look at qualifying for the first set of qualifying. Jacob Poole in the number 06 truck was able to pull off the top qualifier in that first round of qualifying, and the final qualifying spot will go to the 04 Mike Monacy. He's been a little bit lacking in qualifying this season, but it's glad to see him back into the race another time in that number 04 YouTube iRacing truck. And these are the drivers who will not make the cut: Igor Barreto, Ace Garcia, Cesar Chavez, Stuart Gratton, Fernando Olieza, Derek Hamill, Giovanni Barraza, Bob Schwepka, Frodemar Otts, and Alex Cage will all unfortunately miss this race. Coming in your starting lineup, Tanya Breyer on pole with Alexander Rowe to her outside, and that's going to be a pretty strong front row. Second row, another strong row of trucks. Colin Denton in the 19 and Mitchell Henderson in the number 88, your current points leader, hoping to continue leading the points until the end of the season. Bill Cox in the number 22, needing a really good finish. Eric Monaco in the 36, your winner from Michigan. Russ Kamaski in the number 4 is going to start on the inside of row 4, and Nick Pericles to his outside in that number 6 Dodge. Row number 5 will be Jason Kranz and Nathan Howman, a couple of the Dorellis Motorsports teammates. Jason Kranz looking to try and take over that championship win. William Brock with a decent qualifying start in the number 1 machine, and Tristan Allen in the number 98 in row number 6. Zachary Fitzwater in the 76, row number 7 inside, and to his outside is the 55 of Stephen Thompson. Row number 8 will be the number 23 of Ryan Kendall, and the number 44 of Justin Zeidel for Rogers Racing, and will be the second driver for Rogers Racing on the grid. Steve Hickman, number 64, starting row 9 inside, to his outside Jacob Poole, who won the first round of qualifying. Al Lagasse in the number 3, row 10 inside, starting in 20th, is going to be the number 13 of Isaac Nichols to the outside. Eli Brighton, number 53, row 11 inside. To his outside is the number 37 of Daniel Bouchard, and will be the last Dorellis Motorsports truck. BCR Mercedes taking up row 12 with Gatlin Dunn in the number 57 and Patrick Smith in the number 67 machine, and then right behind them, 2 more Mercedes trucks. Kurt Trencherman in the 60 and the 81 will be Jennifer Power in that Monster Energy Petronas truck. Rick Witt in the number 68. He has won this race before, but Kieran Pengmore to his outside. He's got a long way to go before he can actually get up to the front of the field. Derek Yarworth in the 80 and row 15 inside. Kenny Washington looking to try and also help with the championship victory in row 15 outside. Dave Kennedy in the number 61 Mopar truck, row 16 inside. Antonino Russo to his outside, hoping for a good race today. Zachary Fitzgerald and Jack Borkins, 2 drivers who have constantly had to be qualifying in for races, make up row number 17. Row number 18 is your final row. Arnold von Hindenburg and Mike Monacy will make up your final row of the grid. And as we come down to the green flag, Tanya Breyer leading this field. I believe this is her first pole position for this season. Coming down to the green flag. There it is. Green flag is out. We are underway. And pretty even coming into the first corner of the track, but Tanya Breyer is definitely going to have the best line through, and she's going to easily be able to take away that spot from the 16. Right behind her, though, is Colin Denton in the 19. This is the farthest up in qualifying that he's ever gotten so far this season. So we're looking to see if Colin Denton can maybe take over a win for his first of the season in that Curtis Wright machine. However, also right behind him, former champion Bill Cox in the number 22, stalking that back end of the 19. He's also hoping that he can get himself a victory as well in this series again. Going back a little bit in the field, we're going to look at the number 68 of Rick Witt, who has had a pretty good move through the field so far. Has been able to get by a few different trucks already, and has been following the 33 of Zachary Fitzgerald. As you can see, the 88 is also fallen back, definitely from the front row. But Rick Witt running a special scheme this weekend. commemorating the GM AETS program that they have in Ankeny at Des Moines Area Community College. He actually went there and was able to graduate from that university, from that college. So he was definitely giving a little bit of a nod to them. Jack Porkins back in the MB2 Raceway machine, currently running in the back 20s. It looks like could be in the top 20s. I believe 27th is where he's at right now. I could be wrong, but Porkins has had a pretty up and down season. Is definitely trying to make things known. He actually has stated that he has a deal coming forward for the next 2 races. So something exciting for that 07 team is Jack Porkins not having the best of seasons, being unsponsored for most of it, but still able to control a lot of his racing. And definitely we'll see what happens here with the 07 machine in the next coming races, as it seems like it's a big deal that he's acquired, as he's announcing it for the next 2 races. So obviously it's not a one race thing. Hopefully Jack Porkins can actually get a little bit of a better deal. He has said that he's also acquired a deal coming into next season as well in that 07 machine. So some more good things coming out of the 07 camp with Jack Porkins in that number 07. However, we're going to look back up to the front as Bill Cox has made a pass on Colin Denton, and he is now in second place. Russ Kamoski to his outside. Tanya Breyer going a little bit wide in the corner there, and she's going to let the 22 sneak in behind her and take the bottom lane away. So Bill Cox now moving in to try and take away that lead from second place, and he is definitely running real quick now in that number 22 machine. Breyer still holding her own on the outside, though. She's definitely got the advantage coming down to the line this time, and almost cleared the 22 coming down the front straightaway. Nearly could clear him again, but does not, as Cox has the better run in the center of the corner. Now we see Zachary Fitzwater getting by Russ Kamoski, but now the 22 is definitely going to have enough time to get by, and there it goes, the 22. Bill Cox is going to be your new leader in that number 22 machine. And what a good pass that was. But a little bit later, this is on lap number 24. The 22 of Bill Cox actually caution has waved, as we see the caution lights has come out. So not long after Cox takes the lead, we have a caution, and we're going to watch from Rick Witt's view of this incident, as he was also a part of this, right behind the 67 of Patrick Smith. And this is where it started. William Brock slowing the track. Patrick Smith slams into his back end and collects Rick Witt. I believe Justin Zeidel was also involved. We're going to watch what happened to the one truck. And the one truck just blew up coming into turn 1, trying to get down. Just not enough time to actually get to the apron. And here comes the 67, and bam, right in the back end, and collects a lot of trucks. The 61 come flying in there. Dave Kennedy, we're going to watch from his driver cam, as he is holding a helmet cam in that truck. And get it. Looks like he got sideswiped with either Russo or the 36. And that sent him tumbling down the backstretch. So Dave Kennedy getting the worst of that one. But we're going to take the green flag. Patrick Smith and Rick Witt both going a lap down after that incident. Bill Cox, however, still able to keep the lead coming into that front, coming into the turn number 1. But Zachary Fitzwater staying right on his back bumper in that 76 machine. Fitzwater hoping to repeat here at Iowa Speedway, as he did win the first race here earlier in the season. I believe that was around race number 8 or 9. Might have been earlier than that, but Zachary Fitzwater hoping that he can get another win this season, maybe get himself a better points position. Bill Cox, however, hasn't won a race in 2 seasons so far, and he's hoping that he can pull this off and get himself a win. But there's still a lot of racing yet to go. About a quarter of the race has been finished, but as we look back, the 67 of Patrick Smith, obviously slow, but he has been slowing up a lot of trucks behind him and this could prompt a visit to the MSCA haulers, as they have told him that he has to get out of the way, or they will end up black flagging him. He's trying, it looks like he's not even trying to get out of the way, as he's continuing to run the high side, and no one can get by him as they're all pretty much trapped up there. So no one is able to get by the 67. He is holding up a lot of trucks, and we have received communication that he is confirmed that he will have to go to the MSCA hauler after the race due to not listening to the blue and yellow striped flag, which means for the drivers too slow to allow the faster trucks to pass. Although I don't know if he's going to receive any penalties for this, but definitely something a lot of drivers would be frustrated about. Al Lagasse in the number 3, making a lot of moves and has been able to get himself up into second place, literally from out of nowhere. We haven't even seen Al Lagasse move up to the front, but this was a race that he was really good at. In the first, when we first saw him at this track, he finished second behind Fitzwater, and he is not looking for second this time. He is looking for the victory here at Iowa Speedway, as this is one of the largest pots of money for the victor. I believe they said $100,000 to win, and the full pool is $500,000, which, in all honesty, is a very big pool of money. But if you're the winner, $100,000, and especially in this kind of a series, it's definitely something that you want to go after, and a lot of these drivers have been running to try and get that win and get that money and get the payout. Tanya Breyer, however, we saw her in 4th, but now she's dropped back to 6th and is right behind Antonino Russo. Russo with a heavily damaged truck. For some reason, Breyer has just not tried to make a pass on him. And I don't know what Breyer's plan was for that, but she has just not tried to make any moves on this 26 machine. And it's just confusing as to what she is even doing, because she's just stuck behind this 26 now, as the 16 of Alexander Rowe is going to take to the inside of this, of the 38 and the 26 machine, and now she's actually looking to try and make a pass, and she's making it 3 wide. I don't know what her plan was with that move, but definitely cost her a lot of spots on track, and it's going to be a very questionable decision from the 38 team. However, Al Lagasse continuing to run close behind that 22 machine. Zachary Fitzwater in 3rd, and if anything could happen here, Zachary Fitzwater could take the lead and possibly make a repeat. If not, it could be just a reverse of the top 2 from that first event. Lagasse in the 3, still tied to that back bumper. The 22, though, has not tried to make a move, as Revolution Racing continuing to move to run up at the front with both the 3 and the 88. However, the 88 of Mitchell Henderson has actually gone a lot farther down in the field than we've actually expected him. So we're looking at this as seeing as Al Lagasse in the number 3, currently running in 2nd right now for Revolution Racing. Still tied to that back bumper, doesn't seem to be making a move. Could be just planning to make a move later in the race when the 22 has little time. As we look through our championship board, the 6 of Nick Pericles, currently 2nd place in points right now. And after those last 2 wins that he has received, he's definitely shown that he's got some speed in that number 6 machine. But currently back in 14th, not really the place that you want to be. But as for the 6 truck, he's got to be in front of the 88, but also he's got to be in front of the 25 of Jason Kranz. And as we go up through the field, Jason Kranz, top of the board right now for those top 3 drivers in points. Sitting in 5th right now in that number 25 car, or number 25 truck, behind the 23 of Ryan Kendall, and he's looking to maybe make a move to the front of the points field. If not, just get himself a little bit closer. And here we have the bottom of the top 3. It's basically a reverse of the top 3 in points. Would be the top 3 of where they are at on track. Mitchell Henderson having a tough time getting through this field of trucks and has been just constantly being shoved back as I don't know if they've just not had a lot of speed this weekend, maybe just considering the fact that he's sitting behind Patrick Smith right now. And this is even worse for Patrick Smith now because he's blocking your points leader. So Patrick Smith definitely being called to the hauler after that, and there's no question about it. I don't know if he is going to receive any penalty for that. Again, he may receive a warning, could be on a race probation until the end of the season. But that 67 team definitely a bit disappointed. However, Al Lagasse making a move to the inside of Bill Cox coming out of turn number 4. This is pretty much the same move that he put on Tanya Breyer to take the lead. Now Al Lagasse's report just remaking that move. Fitzwater now looking to the inside of the 22 machine. And now Bill Cox, now his heart is sinking just because of the fact that he has lost that lead that he has held on for so long, and he has to now battle his way back, though. And he's one driver whom we have seen battle his way back many times in this series. However, Al Lagasse's starting to pull away a little bit from the 76 of Zachary Fitzwater, and this could definitely be what sets the end of this race. Tristan Allen, the number 98, he's not been very influential for Rogers Racing, and Rogers Racing in general has just not been one of the greatest teams. Tristan Allen has been kind of more focusing on his team owner as a Knight Hoffman Racing team owner. And obviously you can understand with the fact that he does own that race team, he's definitely got a lot more on his plate than a lot of these drivers do. However, some also have a lot on their plates as well, with them also being team owners in a higher series, but also racing down here in the lower series in the MSCA, but not very many of them. And Tristan Allen, I believe, is one of the only drivers besides Zachary Fitzwater that you can really name right offhand as Pennzoil Pro Series team owners who are racing down in this in the American Ethanol Truck Series. Tristan Allen, though, running 14th, so not a bad run so far. Could be better, could have been worse, but he's definitely running pretty well as far as the performance of Rogers Racing has not been kind. Coming up to the last few laps of the race, Jason Kranz has moved his way up into 3rd place. And we can see Bill Cox has actually made his way back in a second. He's trying to run down the 3 of Al Lagasse, but he's also got to worry about the 25 of Jason Kranz, who's looking for a win to maybe take away that points lead outright. As we're starting to come up on some lap traffic again. I believe that was the 26 of Antonino Russo that we are going to be seeing come into view. But Jason Kranz has had a lot of domination, and we could see what happened last year happen this year, where the leader comes in a very close margin in the final race, but just is not able to pull it off, and someone behind him is able to take the victory. Bill Cox running out wide, though, on the exit of turn 4, and that's going to allow the 25 to move into 2nd place. And Bill Cox definitely, now he's pretty much lost this race. It's now up to the 25 unless he can make another move by. Bill Cox, however, has stepped back into 3rd, but coming down to the last few laps, they come by the flag stand for 2 to go. Jason Kranz right on that back bumper, but he's also got Bill Cox right back on his back bumper. So it's Kranz versus Cox right now, and then the 3 of Al Lagasse just running away with it after he's been able to pass the 22. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Al Lagasse in the number 3. And what it could be for Al Lagasse to get another win here, as he is not being challenged at all. Doesn't look like the 25 is going to be able to put up much of a fight as they head into turns 3 and number 4. Al Lagasse coming off of turn 4 and will take his 2nd victory here at Iowa Speedway in the MSCA American Ethanol Truck Series, and a great win for that team to really keep things going as they head into the very end of this season. Here we have Al Lagasse doing his burnouts on the front straightaway. Definitely a happy driver, especially with the pot of money that team just gained from that win. Al Lagasse with that victory. Jason Kranz in 2nd. A great day for him, but not as what he was hoping for. Bill Cox, another good finish for him, but just, again, not what he was hoping for, as he was hoping for another win for this season. or for his first win for this season. Ryan Kendall in 4th, and again, Malley Motorsports just falling short of becoming victory lane. Coming into victory lane, and Zachary Fitzwater making up your top 5. Kurt Trencherman with a good race in 6th. 7th, Arnold von Hindenburg. 8th, Nick Pericles. A nice run up to 8th for that number 6 team. 9th is Kenny Washington in the 90, and 10th will be where Tanya Breyer ends up falling back and ends up finishing. Jacob Poole with a good finish in 11th. Tristan Allen moving his way up to 12th. Steve Hickman in 13th. 14th, Alexander Rowe. 15th, Daniel Bouchard. 16th, Russ Kamoski. 17th will be the 53 of Eli Bray. 18th, a good run for Zachary Fitzgerald, and the rest you could probably have seen. Kieran Pangborn is 21st, 22nd, Stephen Thompson, 23rd, Mitchell Henderson, 24th, Jennifer Power, 25th is Nathan Howman, 26th, Colin Denton, 27th, Jack Porkins in the 07, 28th, Gatlin Downey, 29th is Eric Monaco, and 30th is Justin Zeidel. And the last car on the lead lap will be the 04 of Mike Monacy. Patrick Smith with that yellow coloring, meaning that he will be called to the hauler. Doesn't mean that he is penalized, though, in any way, but we could see a probation on the 67 for the next 2 races. Antonino Russo in 33rd, 34th is Rick Witt, and that's the last car. That was the last truck running, as the final 2 trucks that were on the field were both knocked out in that crash. William Brock, obviously William Brock had gone out, and Dave Kennedy with that wild ride on the back straightaway will end up in 36th. And now your points. Looking at that top 3, it is a very close points race. 3 points between Mitchell Henderson and Nick Pericles. Jason Cran's a little bit farther back, about 8 points behind. But definitely a really close battle, and Al Agassi sitting behind 14 points. The rest, I don't believe, have much of a chance unless they can get a win in the next race or the race after that, and they have to finish very good in these last few races in order to be anywhere close to finishing on the top of the points board. But Kenny Washington, Nathan Hellman, Arnold von Hindenburg, Daniel Bouchard, Russ Kamoski, and Bill Cox with that good finish is going to get himself into the top 10. Alexander Rowe, Ryan Kendall, Zachary Fitzwater, Antonino Russo, and Kieran Pangborn all making up your top 15. Breyer, Witt, Yarworth, Bright, and Hickman will make up your top 20. Kurt Trencherman, Eric Monaco, Tristan Allen, Isaac Nichols, Justin Zeidel, and Jennifer Power are still holding up in the top 26. And I don't believe Jennifer Power will lose her lock-in at this point, as Colin Denton and Ace Garcia are pretty far back. They were the only 2 that really could realistically take over that 26th position. Gatlin Downey in 29th, 30th Jacob Poole. And here's your back end of the field. Derek Hamill, Zachary Fitzgerald, not Fitzwater, Stephen Thompson, Fernando Olieza, Chris Malley, Igor Barreto, William Brock, Eddie Ian Jones, Patrick Smith, and Jack Porkins is going to make up your top 40. And like we said before, Patrick Smith was not penalized. He did receive all the points from the race from where he finished. But that's going to wrap it up for your MSA American Ethanol Truck Series here at Iowa Speedway. Thank you guys again. We will see you next time at the Milwaukee Mile for race number 15. See you guys, and I'll see you next time.